Imagine a plan so daring, so intricate, that it promised to end a world war before it even began. A plan so confident that it envisioned the fall of Paris within weeks. This is the story of the Schlieffen Plan, the masterstroke of German military strategy during World War I. But was it genius or doomed from the start? Stay with us as we unravel the mystery of the Schlieffen Plan. The year was 1905. Alfred von Schlieffen, chief of the German General Staff, was obsessed with one thing: how to fight and win a war on two fronts. Germany was sandwiched between France in the west and Russia in the east. Schlieffen knew that a prolonged war on two fronts would be catastrophic. His solution? A lightning-fast strike against France through Belgium to knock them out of the war before Russia could fully mobilize. The plan was as audacious as it was detailed. Schlieffen allocated the majority of German forces to the Western Front, leaving a smaller contingent to defend against Russia in the east. The German army would sweep through neutral Belgium, bypassing the heavily fortified French-German border, and encircle Paris. Schlieffen famously instructed his generals to keep the right flank strong, envisioning a massive right hook that would crush French resistance. August 1914. Germany declared war on Russia and shortly after on France. The Schlieffen Plan was put into motion. German troops poured into Belgium, their movements swift and overwhelming. The world watched in shock as the small, neutral nation of Belgium was engulfed in the flames of war. But Belgium did not yield easily. Belgian resistance in the first setbacks. Belgian forces, though outnumbered, resisted fiercely. They blew up railways, flooded fields, and held strong in fortified positions. Every delay, every battle of attrition, chipped away at the clockwork precision of the Schlieffen Plan. Meanwhile, Britain, bound by a treaty to protect Belgian neutrality, entered the war, further complicating German efforts. Despite these setbacks, the German army continued its relentless advance. Town after town fell as they approached the Marne River, the final barrier before Paris. The French, now fully aware of the German strategy, mustered every available unit for a desperate defense. The fate of France, and perhaps the entire war, hung in the balance. In early September, the two armies clashed in the Battle of the Marne. Over 1 million soldiers fought in a brutal, chaotic struggle. French and British forces launched a counteroffensive, exploiting gaps in the German lines. The German advance halted and then they began to retreat. The Schlieffen Plan had failed. Paris was saved. Why the Schlieffen Plan failed? Number 1. Underestimation of Belgian resistance. Despite being a small neutral nation, Belgium put up fierce resistance against the German invasion. The Belgian army, though significantly outnumbered, delayed the German advance by blowing up railways, flooding fields, and holding fortified positions. This unexpected resistance disrupted the precise timetable of the Schlieffen Plan, causing crucial delays. Number 2. British intervention. Germany's violation of Belgian neutrality prompted Britain to enter the war, a factor the Schlieffen Plan had not fully accounted for. The British Expeditionary Force, BEF, provided significant support to the French, further complicating the German advance. British forces fought alongside the French, particularly in the Battle of Mons and subsequent engagements, adding to the resistance Germany faced. Number 3. Logistical challenges. The rapid advance through Belgium and northern France stretched German supply lines to the breaking point. The speed at which the German forces were moving made it difficult to maintain adequate supplies of food, ammunition, and other necessities. As the German army advanced deeper into enemy territory, their logistical challenges grew, hampering their effectiveness and slowing their progress. Number 4. Russian mobilization. The Schlieffen Plan assumed that Russia would take several weeks to fully mobilize its forces, allowing Germany to defeat France before turning east. However, Russia mobilized much faster than expected, launching an invasion of East Prussia. This forced Germany to divert troops from the Western Front to counter the Russian threat, weakening the forces available for the critical push towards Paris. Number 5. Strategic miscalculations. The plan relied heavily on the assumption that France would be swiftly outflanked and defeated. However, the French military, with the help of the BEF, managed to regroup and launch a successful counteroffensive at the Battle of the Marne. The Germans, stretched thin and unable to maintain their momentum, were forced to retreat. The failure to adapt to changing circumstances and the rigid adherence to the original plan contributed significantly to its downfall. Aftermath and consequences. The failure of the Schlieffen Plan marked the end of the war movement. Both sides dug in, and the Western Front descended into the grueling, static trench warfare that would define World War I. The swift victory Germany had hoped for was now a distant dream, replaced by a prolonged, bloody conflict that would reshape the world. Reflections on the Schlieffen Plan. The Schlieffen Plan was a bold gamble that nearly succeeded. Its failure set the stage for 4 years of unprecedented horror and heroism. As we reflect on this plan, we are reminded of the fine line between brilliance and disaster in the theater of war. The Schlieffen Plan remains a powerful testament to the complexities and the human cost of military strategy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you found this exploration of the Schlieffen Plan fascinating, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the pivotal moments of World War I. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll delve into the intense and strategic Battle of the Frontiers. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning.